You've seen days and weeks in the lives of doctors on my channel and all over YouTube where we document our day-to-day hospital life. But what about the part of the career that doesn't happen in the hospital? And believe me, there's a lot of that. The financial and personal time cost that this career comes at is not very well documented, I don't think. And it just so happens that I've got a week full of it coming up. So I thought I would document it all. And whether you're in this career or not, I hope you find it interesting. So let's go. So it's just occurred to me I should probably tell you what I'm doing. But firstly, what in the UK is going on here? The sun, the sea, the sand. I honestly didn't know it had it in it to look like this. I am in the south of England and I was staying in London in my parents' home for the weekend, so it's been quite a long journey this morning, but finally made it. And I'm here for a conference, a urology conference, where I am presenting some research that I did with one of my consultants. Research is very much a big part of training for all medical professionals, really, including surgery. Is it compulsory? I guess technically no, but this time next year I'll be applying for registrar training posts, and you get points on your portfolio for research, for doing research, presenting, publishing. So it's not technically compulsory, but if you want to get a job in a location you want, if you want to get a job at all, you need to be competitive. Oh my god, this is quite uphill. I don't know if you can tell. Whew. This entire walk is uphill. The coat's come off, still got my thermal on. Not a good choice. Oh my god. Oh my god, I am absolutely drenched. Don't want this anywhere near me. I literally got to reception and the guy was going to give me the gate access code of the gate I just walked through, but they'd already emailed it to us, so I checked there and was able to access the gate, and that was the very steep uphill path that brought me to the hotel. And I told him I already knew the code, I'd already been through that gate, and he was like, why did you go up that path? It's so uphill, you must be absolutely shattered. And I was like, yes, I am, thank you, but I didn't know that when I entered that gate. The conference has already started. I think they will just be finishing the first talk, so I'm not too late, but I am late, but I'm gonna quickly get changed. Hopefully I can just sort of sneak in towards the back. The presentations are all tomorrow, so I'm not presenting today. Gonna get ready and check in with you soon. Now it's probably a good time to talk about some costs. The conference itself has cost me over £100. I think actually closer to £200. This hotel room is costing me over £100 for the night, and that's with sharing with someone, so we're paying that much each. The train here cost 90 odd pounds one way, and the way back was a lot cheaper because I'm going back to Bristol, not London. I've had to swap my on-calls because I was on call this week initially, so I had to swap those with someone so that I could be on normal working days and then I could take study leave for it. If you're on call it becomes a little bit more tricky, but luckily I did manage to swap that, so that's fine. But yeah, with these kind of professional development costs in surgical training, there is theoretically sometimes a study budget that your trust or your kind of surgery school can reimburse you for, but sometimes it's a full reimbursement, sometimes it's 50%, sometimes even though you have to do something or it's compulsory, it's not reimbursed at all. This conference, I'm not too sure if it is covered or not. I've kind of heard anywhere between no covering to 50% to all of it, and I'm actually not sure, and I can't claim it until I've done everything and got the receipts. But you have to do these things in order to develop your kind of portfolio and progress in your career. So yeah, all right, quick fit check. This is secondhand. I think it's originally from M&S. Got it from Depop. This is also secondhand. Some turtleneck from somewhere in a charity shop. These trousers were a bit of a splurge from And Other Stories. Oh, those sunglasses are from Accessorize. You'll get your moment. Anyway, I'm not taking my big camera to the conference because I do not have those levels of confidence amongst my work colleagues. I don't know why I'm out of breath again. Oh my god. So we'll try and get some bits and bobs on my phone and check in with you later. Well, hello. I have just changed for probably the craziest part of this conference, which is a black tie event this evening. I've not been to that many conferences, but I certainly haven't been to any conferences that have a black tie event or are held in a castle. It was a really, really nice afternoon actually. Some interesting urology talks. So I did urology for 6 months for my first CT1 job. So it was really nice to see all the old registrars and consultants that I worked with. And I've just come back now to get ready. I've not been to any of these sort of events before, but I think urology are pretty big on their conferences and, you know, just sort of having quite an active social and academic life. If you want good work colleagues, then urology is the place. Everyone is just so friendly, so relaxed, and it's just such good vibes. That's what we were kind of just talking about when we were having a drink, was how everyone's just so lovely. There were some kind of more junior people to me, so foundation doctors, and we were trying to convince them to do urology because we were like, you will always have a great time, you will always have great colleagues. I mean, I'm still not decided what I'm doing, but urology seems like such an easy choice to make because it's such good surgery. You know, save lives, make people better. It's great work-life balance. Some food for thought for me. This is definitely convincing me more towards urology being here, but I'm still deciding, and that's a whole nother talk, really a whole nother video. But yeah, this is me. I'm keeping it simple with a black dress, but then getting some red accessorizing in there. Time for hopefully some good food and a little bit of dancing. I have no idea what to expect, but I will try and capture some footage on my phone because once again I am not taking my massive vlogging camera with me. So I will see you later. Good morning everyone from the world's worst vlogger. I didn't capture anything last night from the black tie event. It was really, really fun though. It was like a really nice dinner and just so nice to speak to my old colleagues and meet new people in such a relaxed environment. My voice is going a little, which isn't ideal because today I am presenting. So I'm doing a sort of 10-minute oral presentation. I'm just going to go through it now and then go through it with my consultant shortly, and then get some breakfast, and then the conference today will start. In terms of recommendation as treatment for bladder cancer, there are some safety concerns identified with tumor. Right, I know this isn't a hospital vlog, but I have to show you the hospital bit for context for my situation right now. I got back from Cornwall on Tuesday evening, then I was back to work on Wednesday, and I've been on call today, Thursday. Just finished, it's just gone 9:30 p.m. It was a chaos of a day, and this weekend I have to do my ATLS, that is my Advanced Trauma and Life Support course, which is mandatory for surgical trainees, and it's a whole weekend thing, but there's also around 30 hours of e-learning you have to do before, and it is very, very serious. You have to finish it by a certain deadline, which happens to be 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Like I said, I've just finished my shift, and obviously this week has been really busy with preparing for that conference. I was preparing the slides all of last weekend as well, had some research bits and bobs going on before that, so I just haven't done it, and yeah, it's like 8 hours till the deadline now, and I've got work tomorrow. Before you start to feel too sorry for me, I had signed up to this course 2 months earlier and received no less than 15 reminder emails to do the e-learning.
so this was entirely avoidable and completely self-inflicted. But I did eventually finally get there before the deadline.
So now it is the end of the week. I started the week in Cornwall, and then on Friday, straight after work, left to come to Chesterfield, which is on almost the other end of the country. And I'm here this weekend doing my Advanced Trauma Life Support course, ATLS. Essentially, it is a 2-day course where you learn all about how to assess and treat patients who've gone through some sort of trauma, so road traffic accidents or stabbings, falling off buildings, all that kind of exciting stuff. So we went through loads of scenarios today for the whole day, and then tomorrow we're going to be tested with these written exam and lots of practical exams as well, and we have to pass all of that to sort of pass the course. This course has cost about £1,000 plus the travel for the trains, etc., the hotel to get here. Because it's mandatory, my trust does expense it, so I will get the money reimbursed, although it was an upfront cost for me initially. But interestingly, the exam I sat last year, which is also compulsory, also cost about £1,000, is not covered by the study budget. So there are a lot of parts of training that we have to fully fund. Some of it there is a bit of help for as well. But yeah, just got back and going to relax for a little bit. Got some Nando's takeaway to eat this evening and just look over some of the content before the exam tomorrow. Heart rate is the most sensitive monitor of treatment.
I would say that's probably the worst.
Yeah, because sometimes urine output.
Exactly. I'd say urine output, blood pressure. Yeah.
Okay, love, and you told us you want bloods. What bloods do you want?
Hello again. It is now Monday and I got back from my ATLS course yesterday evening, so I'm back in Bristol now and passed the course, which is great. One more thing ticked off. I've got a day off today because I'm working for the next 6 days in a row, and I told myself I was going to be pretty chill and not do anything too surgical, but unfortunately I've got a lot to catch up on with our online portfolio that we have to keep. When you're a surgical trainee, you have to keep quite good documentation of what you're doing in terms of your training, so that is logging your operations and your involvement in them, as well as discussions about patients you've looked after, unwell patients you've managed, and you have to send lots of case-based discussions, etc., to your seniors, and they have to sign them off to say that you've done them and at what level. This is not to be underestimated. There's a lot we have to put on there, like 120 to 150 operations, X number of, I can't remember now, but X number of case-based discussions and evidence of examinations you've done on patients and other procedures and things. It all adds up, and the smart thing to do would be to keep sort of plugging away at it frequently and sending things as soon as you do them. The unsmart way that I've chosen to do this is to let it build and build and then have weeks to catch up on. As you've guessed from the title of this video and the content so far, this is to show you all the extra stuff outside of work that goes into having a surgical career, and so I'm showing you all of those parts. Now, it does seem like it's a lot and it takes up a lot of time and a lot of life, and that is true at certain times. You have to focus on all of those things, like I have done over the last week, but there is another side. There is the whole work-life balance side of things, where you spend more time enjoying non-surgical things and actually getting away from all of this. It is always about getting that balance, and some weeks it goes one way, some weeks it goes another. As long as the overall balance is there, I think it's quite sustainable. But yeah, it looks like it's been really full on over the last week from the work side of things, and that's just the way it's been planned. That's why I decided to film it all and show it to you, because I think that side is important to show, but it's not like that all the time. Anyway, now I'm going to go through the painful task of going through the last couple of weeks of work and sending everything off in my logbook and getting it up to date. So let's go. Hello, I thought I'd brought this video to an end, but then I got emailed about something else I was supposed to be doing outside of work. I swear to God, it never ends. And that is found in this box, which is a laparoscopic simulator box. So laparoscopic surgery is keyhole surgery, where you're making small cuts in the patient, and through one putting a camera and through the others putting your surgical instruments. What the camera sees is on a screen, and where you are holding the tools is with the patient. So there's a certain hand-eye coordination and skill you have to develop to be able to use those tools while watching what you're doing on a screen. And this box is meant to simulate that. So there's modules and things that I'm supposed to be doing and getting various times for different exercises on. And I've had this box for 2 months now and not touched it. So I really need to make a start on that. Real question is, how long will this take me to set up? This way. Yeah, that's all upside down in there. No, I think that is the right way around. Oh, I think it's like this, and then all the stuff's in there. I think they did send an email about this, which is probably worth reading now.
One eternity later.
Okay, I have given up. I tried to figure it out and look at my emails. Phoned many friends. Hi, this isn't important. It's about the lap box. So if you're busy, I can call you back. Oh, you're busy. Okay, bye. But no one's responded, so that's this endeavour saved for another day. But it's very cool. They've got all these kind of laparoscopic tools, which are exactly like the ones we use in theatre actually. And you put them through this box, and then there should be a screen. I think I'll link it to my phone. And you do little things like put some thread through some holes and other things to help with your hand-eye coordination. I'll be honest, I was meant to film this over a week, and now it is several weeks since the last bit of footage, and life just became very, very work heavy from pretty much that week onwards. It carried on for several weeks with on-calls and other kind of research things. So I definitely got a bit burnt out. Some people might say, well, you picked a demanding career and quite a demanding speciality within that career. You could have done something else. For example, something like GP training, and not a fibre of my being believes that is the easy way out or it's an easy job. It is extremely taxing and very, very difficult and very stressful in its own way. But what I would say is that it can be a tactical choice if you're trying to optimize for autonomy and flexibility, because it's a 3-year training course compared to 8+ of surgery. The quicker you finish your training, the easier it is to have autonomy over your hours, go less than full time, and as many GPs do, there's a lot of potential to make room for other roles, non-clinical or clinical, and you can have quite a diverse career, which is something that naturally is something I'm interested in. But I've been thinking about it and talking about it with other people in surgery, and I've been thinking about it a lot because like the last few weeks I went into a bit of a bad place, and I was just wondering, why am I doing this? There are other options. I don't need to put myself through this. What I've realized is, in the right quantities, surgery, the things you learn in it, the way you learn, and the things you end up doing and getting better at is what excites me. It's what stimulates me and energizes me, and that allows me to enjoy the rest of my life outside of work too, and vice versa. The more recharged I am and the more time I have for other things that I enjoy, the more I can approach work and that atmosphere and that mental load with resilience and enjoyment. There could be other things I could do that lend itself or perhaps might be optimized to better work-life balance, but I know I wouldn't have that same level of joy from it, and then I can imagine not feeling as fulfilled or settled in my purpose. And chipping away at a job like that every day, I can imagine would really dull down the experience of the rest of life. So having thought that out, I do feel like I definitely want to be where I am, and have to accept that sometimes the dial of the work-life balance really swings wildly one way or another. I really can't complain. I've had so many amazing holidays, so much time off. I've spent time with family and friends and all that good stuff in the last few months alone. But yeah, this balance thing is definitely not an all or nothing game. It's something that will just ebb and flow, and it takes real hard work and planning to make sure it's always at a balance that you're happy with. But I definitely believe it's possible, and I enjoy trying to make it happen. That was a little bit of a tangent, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting, and if you have any questions or thoughts, if anything surprised you or something you weren't expecting, let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.